making sure that you turn.
Go.
I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna have you stand at the front and check my headlights and my green light.
Good. Good.
Side of the truck. Check my side marker lights. Should be one up here is amber color.
Good.
And then the back one. Now go to the back of the truck. Headlights on.
Yep.
Brake light.
Yep.
Left. Right.
Good. Yep.
The light. Make sure you get out using 3 points of contact. Alright, now go to the front of the truck. Let me shut those doors. The first thing I'm going to check is my overhead lights to make sure that those are clean, not cracked, not broken. They're amber in color. And then my running lights up here, they're clean, not cracked, not broken, securely mounted to the truck, amber in color. And then I'm gonna check, you step back and check for any leaks, making sure there's no leaks under the truck. And then also looking at the truck, making sure it's not leaning from like side to side to, it could be suspension problem or low tire pressure. And then I'm gonna check my headlight, making sure my turn signal's amber in color. The headlight itself is not cracked, not bent, not broken, securely mounted the vehicle. It's clean. From this side of the truck over is all you got to tell them. So you ain't got to tell them about this or any of that side over here. And then I'm looking at my front window, making sure that the seal is in place. It's not cracked or broken, no abrasions. It doesn't look like it would be leaking. The windshield itself, there's no cracks. Except for this right here, this has a crack in it. I already notified the mechanics and it doesn't put my vehicle out of service. Checking the windshield wipers, making sure the blades are not bent, cracked, broken, securely mounted to the truck. It's got proper tension, no cuts in the wiper blade. Both sides, same thing, no cracks, not securely mounted. It's not cut, securely mounted to the vehicle. Then come over here, checking my door handle, make sure my door handle works properly, opens, same with the inside. Checking to make sure the inside door handle's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted. Right here with the hinges and the bolts, making sure that the hinges and bolts are not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted to the vehicle. Also the door trim, making sure that this is not cracked, no abrasions to indicate like any leaking or anything. It's securely mounted to the vehicle. Close this, checking this handle here, making sure it's securely mounted, not bent, not cracked, not broken. Checking the side steps, they're free of debris, they're clean, no missing bolts, securely mounted to the vehicle. Checking the fuel tank, making sure there's no leaks in the fuel tank. It's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted. Checking the fuel cap itself, making sure that it has the chain and the gasket on the inside of it. Close that. Then you can check the mirror, making sure the mirror is not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted to the vehicle. Also, the mirror itself, the glass itself, making sure there's no stickers or obstructions. It's clean, free of debris, just securely mounted to the vehicle. Checking the side mirror here, making sure it's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted vehicle. There's no stickers or obstructions. The mirror itself is clean. And then from there, I opened up this. Good. Start off on this side. You just work your way from the top to the bottom. Checking my radiator or the coolant reservoir, making sure it's not cracked, bent, or broken. I see no leaks coming from it. It is at the fill line. One way to check this or to fill it is to take off this cap and then put radiator fluid in it, but that's only when the engine is cool. You don't want to take this off when the engine's hot. Checking the radiator hoses, the coolant hoses, making sure there's no cuts or abrasions, securely mounted. I see no leaks of any kind coming from that. Checking the washer fluid reservoir, making sure there's no leaks coming from that. It's securely mounted the vehicle, not cracked or bent or broken. Checking just general hoses for any cuts. I hear no audible leaks. I see no leaks coming from these. And then checking that the alternator is not cracked, bent, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. Checking the belt itself. I believe this is the serpentine belt. There should be no more than 3/4 of an inch of max play, and that's not cracked, bent, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. The alternator is belt driven. And then that's it for this side. The water pump's on this side. Just move this side. Checking. This is my oil dipstick. The one way to check the oil is to pull it out and to wipe it off, put it back in, and then pull it out to check the level of it. If that's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted, there's no leaks coming from that. This is my fuel, or the oil cap. There's no leaks coming from that. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. If you needed to add oil, this is where you add the oil to. Checking my air compressor back here. I see it's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. I hear no audible leaks from that. That is gear driven. Checking the water pump down here. The water pump is belt driven. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. No leaks coming from that of any kind. And then checking the power steering fluid reservoir, making sure that that's at normal operating range. To fill that up, just take this cap off, put some power steering fluid in that. I see no leaks coming from that. Securely mounted. Checking the power steering fluid hose. There's no cuts or abrasions. Securely mounted. No leaks coming from that. Checking the driver linkage, making sure that's not cracked, bent, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. As long as the rubber here, there's no cuts or abrasions in that, and there's no leaks of any kind coming from it. And then checking the steering box, making sure the steering box is not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. No missing bolts. I see no leaks coming from that. That is gear driven as well. And then checking the upper torque arm, making sure it's not bent, cracked, or broken, no missing bolts, cotter pins are in place. Checking this is another driver's linkage, or the steering arm. It's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. Checking the front leaf spring mount, not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted. It is no missing bolts. Checking the leaf springs, making sure those are not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted, and it has no scissoring. And then checking the U-bolts here for the leaf spring. Those are not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted. Bolts, there's no missing nuts or bolts from that. The rear leaf spring bracket, checking that to make sure it's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. And then from there, checking the shock, making sure the shock is not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. No leaks coming from that. Checking the hose, the brake chamber hose, making sure that there's no cuts or abrasion. I hear no audible leaks from that. Checking the brake canister or the brake chamber, whatever you want to say. It's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted. Hear no audible leaks coming from that, or there's no leaks coming from it. Checking the slack adjuster, it's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. Just checking the push rod, making sure the push rod's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. No leaks of any kind coming from that. And this is where you go to the brakes. This is all due to brakes. Go in here, checking the brake linings. There's no drums on this vehicle. This is it's pads. So checking the brake linings, making sure it's free of debris. It's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted the vehicle. Checking the brake pads themselves. There should be no less than 1/4 of an inch of pad left on it. It's not securely mounted the vehicle. And there's one more. There's the pads, the linings. Oh, and the shoes. The shoes are not. No, the rotor itself. Checking the rotor, making sure the rotor is not bent, cracked, or broken. You're looking for any blue marks indicating any warping of any kind. Those are all good to go. Checking the inner rim. It's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted. Checking the inner tire wall. Looking for any cuts or abrasions. I hear no audible leaks coming from that. checking the tire tread depth on the front tire should be no less than 4/32 of an inch. I checked that this morning with the tread depth gauge. Checking the outer tire wall, making sure there's no cuts or abrasions. There are no audible leaks coming from that. This actually has a cut in the tire. I already notified the proper mechanics. It doesn't make my truck inoperable. Checking the outer rim. It's not bent, cracked, or broken, securely mounted to the vehicle. Checking the lug nuts, looking for any metal shavings or any rust that would indicate that these are loose. See none of that. Checking the hub oil.